Shubman Gill wasn't the third name when Devjit Saikia, the BCCI secretary, announced the squad sheet for India's title defence. He was not going to play the fourth T20 in Lucknow because of a niggle in the toe, and that kind of opened up more discussions. Shubman was touch and go, and there were even suggestions of him playing the game by taking an injection, but the management felt that with the World Cup ahead, why risk for one single T20? There's a lot of cricket to come, 5 T20s against New Zealand, the World Cup to follow. So Shubman was rightfully rested for the game. That conviction was more or less clear in Chief Selector Ajit Agarkar's head after the 3 T20s against South Africa, where Shubman didn't really have a good run of form, and that is where the change of heart happened. It happened so much that Shubman was kept in the dark. India have announced their T20 squad for the upcoming World Cup in February-March in India. The men in blue will be defending their title, but it's not about what the team could do, how strong the squad is. It's about the biggest talking point from that announcement in Mumbai today. The biggest talking point which was revealed when Shubman Gill wasn't the third name when Devjit Saikia, the BCCI secretary, announced the squad sheet for India's title defence. Shubman Gill's name wasn't mentioned. Sanju Samson, Abhishek Sharma. Akshar Patel was announced the vice captain. And as Mr. Saikia went on announcing the names, Shubman Gill's name didn't feature in the 15. So what really happened? Why things changed? Shubman Gill was appointed the vice captain ahead of the Asia Cup. He played all games in the Asia Cup. He was later appointed the ODI captain, replacing Rohit Sharma. He was part of the 5 T20 series against Australia away from home. He featured in the recently concluded T20 series versus South Africa. So what really forced the change of heart? We'll try and break down whatever has happened in the last 1 week or so, because that is where conversations regarding Shubman Gill gathered steam. He was not going to play the fourth T20 in Lucknow because of a niggle in the toe, and that kind of opened up more discussions. By the time team reached Ahmedabad, Shubman was touch and go, as TOI had reported. He was touch and go, and there were even suggestions of him playing the game by taking an injection, but the management felt that with the World Cup ahead, why risk for one single T20? There's a lot of cricket to come, 5 T20s against New Zealand, the World Cup to follow. So Shubman was rightfully rested for the game in Ahmedabad. Now in comes Sanju Samson like a breath of fresh air, doing what the team wanted Shubman Gill to do, and that is where the conviction came. That conviction was more or less clear in Chief Selector Ajit Agarkar's head after the 3 T20s against South Africa, where Shubman didn't really have a good run of form, and that is where the change of heart happened. It happened so much that Shubman was kept in the dark. Communication hasn't been the strongest suit of Ajit Agarkar and his selection committee. With regards to Hardik Pandya's captaincy change, Rohit Sharma losing out on ODI captaincy, the test future of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, all those things haven't been handled the way they should have been. And similarly, the case of Shubman Gill's exclusion from the T20 World Cup has raised a lot of eyebrows, and the biggest talking point will remain how it was handled by Ajit Agarkar and his 4 selectors. You backed Shubman Gill, you wanted him to open, you gave him the assurances in Australia, you asked him to bat freely, you assured him that your spot is not going anywhere, you gave him the backing, you wanted him to bat with a clear mind. He was doing that. He was trying, just like Suryakumar Yadav was trying. Suryakumar Yadav has been woefully out of form in this last 25-30 innings as T20 captain, but no question has been asked on his poor run. They've dropped Shubman Gill, citing that it's not because of form or runs, but because of the combination they wanted. What kind of combination? They wanted their openers to go hammer and tongs. They expected Shubman to do that, without realizing the fact that the player they picked is kind of not suited for that kind of role. He has always been that player who would take his first 5-10 deliveries and then grow deep into the T20 innings. This is the template which has worked for him for Gujarat Titans last season. 650 odd runs for the franchise, 6 half centuries, and then the 2023 edition where he went on to score those 800 odd runs for the franchise again at top of the order. So the runs weren't always a problem and will never be a problem with Shubman Gill. The intent merchants had their arms up and they were like, we wanted someone who could bat at a better strike rate at top of the order. So why pick Shubman in the first place? Why keep him in the dark? Why keep a player you wanted to become the poster boy of Indian cricket? Why keep a player like Shubman Gill, who you appointed as the ODI captain, test captain just months back? A captain who drew the series in England, a captain who promises to be one of the finest ODI players the country has ever seen, a captain who carried a lot of burden of Indian cricket when the times were tough, when you were trying to phase out Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. A lot of chatter was happening there. Now, all of a sudden, Shubman Gill is sailing in the same boat. He has been dropped. Was communication good enough? No, it wasn't. Should it have been good enough? Of course. How will Shubman take this? Can't say that as of now. It will not be taken very kindly by the batter who was promised the world, who was shown the stars, who was shown that he is the man to watch out for in Indian cricket. And now, just a month, just 50 days before the T20 World Cup defense begins, he has been dropped from the T20 squad. Not the 11, but the squad. This forced more changes too. Unfortunate, very unfortunate that Jitesh Sharma has become the soft target. He has been dropped. Rinku Singh is back. So is Ishan Kishan. All these are panic calls. All these calls happened at the last moment. They happened at the last moment because Ishan Kishan only last week kind of rose to prominence with his exploits in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. So it wasn't that Shubman was not in the scheme of things before this week. He of course was. That is why he was travelling with the team. But things changed the moment he injured his toe in Lucknow. Wasn't available for that game, which eventually didn't happen. Shubman Gill was rested. He was rested. He could have played the game in Ahmedabad, but he was rested, citing precaution for the games to follow. But Sanju came, grabbed his opportunities. That was enough for this management to kind of chuck Shubman Gill out of the system. Fair, unfair, that's for the world to decide. But it wasn't a pleasant scenario, and the way things unfolded were not nice. Before a World Cup, you are showing panic in the way you acted. You showed panic in the way you have made these decisions. Rinku Singh coming back out of nowhere. Ishan Kishan coming back out of nowhere. Jitesh Sharma getting dropped. Of all the people, someone who has done the ugly job, the difficult job, the thankless job of finishing games in a T20. It has been a very insecure dressing room, the Indian cricket team dressing room, and it will only get worse from here on. Because if you can drop your vice captain just a month before the next T20 assignment, anything and everything is possible. But for now, Surya Kumar Yadav has weathered another storm. Poor run with the bat, poor batting, a lot of talking, but he has managed to hold on. Shubman Gill, unfortunately, hasn't. So you keep watching TOI Sports, like, share and subscribe, hit the bell icon to stay notified. We'll keep bringing you all the updates with regards to the Indian cricket team and whatever is happening in the world of cricket. So don't go anywhere, stay here.